want to talk about staffing. So staffing the ENF in particular, we're going through some growing pains. It's quite difficult to find people that can handle the responsibilities, the workload, the stress, the immense pressure that falls on the ENF, and to get people with a particular skill set, with a level of understanding of the ecosystem, with a passion. That the passion is definitely the drive to be a part of the ENF. And so, unfortunately, we had to let somebody go. Most of you know, that Zach and I have been leading the ENF now since its inception. There was a third person in the background that had been helping out, but unfortunately, it wasn't a right fit, and we had to let this person go. And there's no bad sentiment or anything like that. It's just, unfortunately, the level of autonomy, the level of independence, the level of skill set that we require at this stage is quite high. The level of pressure that falls on our shoulders to deliver value is quite immense. And so the level of output, the level of production that essentially people need to output is quite significant. And it's difficult. And so we constantly have people who apply, and we go through interview processes, we do reference checks, etc. And a lot of them that apply obviously are known members of the community. And so we already have an idea of who they are, but it's not easy. This is very real. The responsibilities are very real. The pressure is very real, and that's not for everybody. And so we had somebody else that started, and unfortunately, after 48 hours, it was too overwhelming. The person decided that unfortunately it wasn't a right fit for them, and that they wouldn't be able to contribute accordingly to what was being asked of them. And so they needed to step down because, again, it's very real. The responsibilities are very real. And ENF is a startup. ENF is a small organization. It has access to capital. And so we outsource a lot. And so in the quarterly report, we mention where those funds are going. And as you know, because it was very few people within the ENF, the salary component of things is extremely small because we have a very small team. But we are looking to expand internally because there are certain key functions that are important to be found within the ENF. Although I never envisioned the ENF to be a large entity at all. It's apparent without having only 3 employees right now. It's very, very small, and I don't envision that to grow significantly. But there are certain key functions that are quite useful to have in-house. And so those positions essentially are, kind of at the C-level. There are people that need to be extremely independent, extremely autonomous. I give them a vision. I give them somewhat of a direction, a concept. So it's very much conceptual in terms of some of the files that we're taking on. And then I need people to go off and implement, to be able to really, take that, own it, really take responsibility and ownership for that, and to go and implement, figure out how to, and to develop those partnerships and that network, and to leverage the resources and the support that we can give them, but really to be independent and do that on their own. And it's been extremely difficult to find people who are capable of doing that under the immense stress of being in a startup, arguably, which is still in a startup that is clearly not doing well, which is EOS, in an ecosystem that is still essentially nascent blockchain. And so that type of individual, that type of mindset needs to be extremely entrepreneurial, needs to be very open and quite flexible. And it is very, very difficult to find. Now, if any of you watching this believe that you have what it takes to join the team, and you have a particular skill set, and it can't be too niche, it needs to be something very much high level. Again, like, we're looking for C-level individuals here who can contribute to the vision of EOS. What do you think? How would you like to get involved? How do you think you can help?